From cheap-looking visual effects and heavy-handed cameos, to Barry Allen's uncertain future in James Gunn's new DC universe. This is why The Flash is awful. When James Gunn tells you that it's one of the best superhero films he's ever seen, you trust him, right? After all, he directed all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and made the Suicide Squad cool again. But he was wrong. There's a lot going on with The Flash. First, let's talk about the visuals. They don't look good, and they could have looked better if Warner Brothers had simply given visual effects artists enough time to perfect them. Zach Mulligan, a VFX artist who worked on the movie, unpacked the real reason why the CGI looks so bad. What happens is that a movie studio approaches hundreds of VFX companies and says, "I've got 2,000 shots that I need for this sequence, and I need it done in about a year." Now, a year might sound like enough time to do 2,000 shots, but trust me, it isn't. CGI is notoriously difficult to produce and render. And when you've got complex action sequences with hundreds of characters and environments, you're going to need as much time as you can to make sure they look as crisp as possible. But not all shots are built the same. Mulligan said that out of 2,000 shots, one might be a simple wire removal, but the next one might have a lot more elements to it that take more time to remove, meaning it will take longer to complete. Film studios don't think about it that way and don't differentiate between them. If they say it's 2,000 shots, it's 2,000 equal shots that require an equal amount of work. That's how The Flash ended up looking like a PS3 video game. You can't blame the VFX companies for this, since they have a business to run. They won't be able to keep it running if they don't bid for the 2,000 shots. Besides, there are hundreds of other VFX companies bidding for the same 2,000 shots. So if one of them wins the bid, they have to make it work within the tight deadlines. Marvel's famous for overworking VFX artists, but so is DC. Black Adam, 2016's Suicide Squad, Batman vs. Superman. All of them overused CGI, and it didn't look good. But The Flash by far is the worst offender. There are moments where the CG looks okay, such as the two berries in the same shot or when he's phasing in and out of walls. But then you've got the CG babies in microwaves, and the less said about that, the better. You see, there are movies that toe the line between realism and the uncanny valley. And then there's The Flash. Ever seen The Polar Express? When the CG babies in your movie remind me of the zombie-looking kids from that movie, you've done something horribly wrong. It gets much worse when The Flash pulls out all the stops for the heavy-handed cameos. I don't know about the audience in your cinema, but the audience in the cinema I went to didn't like it. The CG's obviously wonky as hell and looks terrible, but what's worse is that the recreations of Christopher Reeves, Adam West, and Nick Cage look haunting. The fans I talked to said that they were surprised the filmmakers looked at the scenes and said, "Yeah, sure, let's ship it." Andy Muschietti, the director of the movie, said that the weird and wonky CGI was actually part of the design. He said that the fans are watching everything through Barry's point of view, so the lighting, textures, characters, and environments look a bit off and distorted. The fans weren't happy with this answer, and they roasted him on Reddit and Twitter. One of them tweeted that while Andy was saying all those things, an overworked and underpaid VFX artist was crying in the corner. All their hard work and effort only for the director to call it weird and distorted. That's just sad. But Andy's words don't inspire confidence. There's a reason why James Cameron took his time with Avatar 2, and look how that turned out. Made over $2 billion and set a new standard for the visual effects industry. So, when you've watched works of art like Avatar, The Flash simply makes you mad. And then there's the ethical aspect of recreating dead actors to make a buck from the fans who loved them. There are fans who didn't have a problem with it and thought it was a great homage to the original actors, but then there are others who say that it's unethical to use their faces in a movie. One fan said that it made them sick to see Reeves brought alive by CGI. What made it worse is that it didn't even look good. The same goes for Adam West, Nick Cage, and George Reeves. Their appearances made a few people happy, but there were others who couldn't understand why it was important. It's a multiversal event, sure, but it didn't really need them when there were other more capable actors who could reprise their roles, like Brandon Routh or Tom Welling. Since we're talking about multiversal events, let's talk about those in this movie. Even a casual DC fan knows that Flashpoint is one of the most important storylines in DC Comics. It led to a complete reboot of the DC universe and gave us the New 52. The Flash adapted parts of Flashpoint and essentially rebooted the entire DCEU. This will give us James Gunn's DC universe and hopefully reignite DC's former glory. Here's the problem though, we've already seen it. First in Spider-Man No Way Home and then in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. After Marvel, Everything Everywhere, all at once took the concept and reinvented it. Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, the directors of the movie, won an Oscar for their hard work. And they deserved it. Across the Spider-Verse took the multiverse concept once again and put its own inventive spin on it. In fact, I'd say it does it better than all the movies I've talked about so far. There's a lot of cameos in Spider-Verse too, but they don't overstay their welcome. They're not cash grabs or simply fan service. They make sense for the story, and they're integrated perfectly into the fabric of the movie. In contrast, The Flash was a little too late to the multiverse party. By the time it hit theaters, people were bored with the concept and wanted something new. I know, the Flashpoint is the Flash storyline. I get it. But when 4 movies have already done it before you, you've got to think of something else. And then there's the cast's performances, which I'll admit were pretty satisfactory. Sasha Calle's really great as Supergirl, but she had limited resources to work with. Kiersey Clemons, who plays Iris West, was also severely underused. She's a solid rendition of the classic Flash character, but there's simply not enough of her in the movie. And as for Ezra Miller, who plays a dual role in the movie, I was surprised by how balanced their performance was. They played 2 versions of Barry. One of them's more mature, who's just come off his epic adventure with the Justice League, and the other's 10 years younger version and absolutely obnoxious. This makes sense though, considering the younger version still needs to go through the same character arc the older one did. Fans said that they loved Ezra's performance in this movie, despite all the controversies and negative press surrounding them. They pulled off the dual roles with flying colors, but they were slightly overshadowed by Michael Keaton's cameo. The entire movie was marketed around that one shot of Keaton reprising his role as Batman and saying those iconic words, "I'm Batman." But then he says, "Let's get nuts." And it becomes obvious that this cameo was purely for fan service. If you removed him from the movie, it'd still work, and that's a big problem. Still, his presence in the movie's rock solid, and he gets plenty of hits in before flying his jet into a spaceship. That was weird, and I don't know why he'd do something so stupid, but that's not the point. The Flash was a big-budget action set piece with awful CGI and heavy-handed cameos. It would have worked if there was a future, but it doesn't seem like there is. The DC Universe is getting a full reboot, which means no one's sure where Ezra's Flash fits into the picture. As of recording this, there's no news about a sequel or even a hint about his future in DC. All I can hope is that the next movie focuses on the Flash's mistakes and makes the next one better. So, from Barry Allen's uncertain future in James Gunn's new DC Universe, to the cheap-looking visual effects and heavy-handed cameos, that's why The Flash is an awful movie.